Hello, this is the video about the Italian Age. So this part has to do with geography and politics. The three countries that we spend most of our time talking about in the history sequence are France, Italy, and Germany. Sometimes England, and eventually we get into some other places, but those are the big three. The situation before 1600 went like this. France had been a country for hundreds of years before 1600, but Italy and Germany were not countries. I say Italy and Germany, but really what I'm talking about are little collections of little mini states controlled by nobles like dukes and princes and others, or cities governed by city councils, this kind of thing. And this stays true. France is a country, Italy and Germany are not. This stays true for all of history 1. So when I talk about Italy or Germany, I'm not talking about the countries. I'm talking about the sort of Italian-speaking areas or German-speaking areas and people, because the countries didn't exist yet. Before 1600, the area of Northwest Europe that is France and also part of Belgium now, that was the richest, most powerful area. It had the biggest city with Paris, had the universities where smart people got together and shared ideas. So France and the surrounding areas in Northwest Europe was the main driver of musical innovation before 1600. After 1600, France was still powerful and it had a strong central government in the person of the king. But that actually cut down on creativity and because innovation was restricted by the tastes of the king. So musical performances that took place in the capital had to be approved by representatives of the king before they could happen. If the king liked it, it was fine, and otherwise, no. So after 1600, France takes existing musical ideas and makes them bigger or grander because they had lots of money and resources, or refines them because they had really sophisticated tastes, but they don't actually invent much new stuff. Germany, meanwhile, got devastated by the 30 Years' War, which was a war between Catholics and Protestants that lasted for 3 decades, starting around 1620. Germany was already fractured amongst a million little principalities, little territories, and they basically spent the 1600s kind of recovering from the war. So musically speaking, nothing really big happens for them until the 1700s. They do catch up in a big way, but for the first century of the Baroque era, nothing new is coming out of there, really. But Italy had hit this sweet spot. So it had these small political entities like Germany, but it was rich like France. And it did okay in the 30 Years' War. So Italy had money and competition. You have these rich dukes and princes competing to see who can have the best culture, the best art, the best music, all of that. They pay artists and musicians lots and lots of money to work for them. They encourage artists to try new things, to innovate and develop their skill as highly as possible. And all of this increases the creativity and excellence of the music. It's kind of like sports are now, where elite athletes are highly sought after. They're going from team to team. In the same way, artists and musicians would go from court to court to court to get more money. And the massive rewards in sports and in music now and in music then were a really powerful incentive for folks to get good at what they were up to. Because of all this competition, basically all the innovations in music from 1600 to 1750 or so come out of Italy. So this is why Taruskin suggests calling this the Italian Age. The next video has to do with new types of truth. See you there.